Hey Leo, Mariah here. I hope you're doing really well. I hope you're good. So of course, I want to get into your general spiritual message reading and see what it is that needs to be conveyed to you. So let's hop into this and get started. I will tell you, the past 24 hours, I've been getting like this urgency of communication, this urgency. So I'm so excited to finally get this reading done so I can get this energy off of me. But someone is trying to reach out to you and to connect with you from the other side. And what's really interesting that happened today about this energy for you, Leo, I took a moment, I was driving to go get some food, and I kept feeling this pressing energy on my spirit. Communication for you. Somebody's trying to communicate to you, Leo, from the other side. So I asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, God, angels, send me a sign in the color orange. Send me a sign that is undeniable of what is needing to be communicated to Leo. And I was at a stoplight on my way to get food when I asked that question. And not less than 30 to 45 seconds later, after the light turned green and I was driving down the road, I literally saw all of these above ground pipings that were white. It was like a white pipe with the orange cap on top of them, and it had to be about 20 to 25 that I seen just driving straight down the street that I didn't know was coming up. And it was an undeniable sign, just like I asked for. And I didn't know what those pipings were. I thought maybe construction or something was going on. When I got back home, I looked up what those pipes could mean. So they are PVC pipes, but they're fiber optic cables that are above ground. And on the actual orange tip of that piping, it said warning. And it's odd that I saw as many as I did. So I was like, okay, this is an undeniable sign for Leo. But in my mind's eye, what is the warning about? What is the warning about? So far, we have the Queen of Swords, the 8 of Wands in the reverse, the 10 of Swords in the reverse, the King of Cups in the reverse. May I have one more for Leo? So you're being reached out to, Leo, from the other side, but it's not the traditional synchronicity. This is something that you know you're being communicated to. Now I'm getting like oatmeal. Like, it's specific. It's something specific that you know between you and your angels, or you and the loved one that may be deceased. You know that relates to them. You know that it's meaningful. It's signs that are going to have substance behind it, that is going to be very meaningful. You know, sometimes people can say, okay, well, if you hyper focus on seeing this number or the synchronicity, then your mind is just going to be focused on that. And that's why you're seeing it again and again. But this is like an abundance. This is not just a coincidence. The number 5 is coming up. So you may be seeing something 5 times in a row. The number 5, the 5th, holds some form of importance and weight. And this is not going to be for everybody, because it feels like it's urgent. It doesn't feel like this is a massive calling to all Leos from the other side. This feels like for a person who is needing that sign, who is needing that understanding that they're not alone, that they're not going through something alone. Because that warning keeps coming up to me in my mind. And I think here, Leo, just what I'm feeling, just instinctually, you're being warned about something. You're being warned about something. And I asked Spirit on my way back after I grabbed my food. We have the 3 of Cups and the Lovers. After I grabbed my food, I asked, what is this warning about? What is this warning about? I couldn't really make it out. I couldn't really understand it. And right in front of me, there was a car that had like the Houston Astros like logo with the H and the orange star. And of course, I'm in Houston, so it's not odd to see that, but it was odd to see it in the timeline that I'm asking for a message, because I saw it immediately. And then once that car swerved around me, there was another car that ended up being in front of me, and it was the same brand of car that I had, but on the license plate it said the Lone Star State, because that is the motto for Texas. And now it clicked in that moment. There's some form of warning here for you. And I don't think this is necessarily at your detriment unless you do take heed to the sign. So I think intuitively, I'm just kind of, I'm just getting a little overwhelmed, not to go off the cards here. But I feel like I gotta have a one-on-one, heart-to-heart with somebody who's needing this. You may have been feeling that instinctual or intuitive pull, like something may not be, excuse me, like something may not be right about a situation, something's off. Like you go into an environment and you just feel like something bad may happen, or the energy is just a little weird. You may have a conversation with somebody, and in the moment things may be fine, but after that conversation is ended or over, your gut is just feeling like something's just not sitting right with you. You may be questioning the right direction or path, trying to seek an answer, and your gut is feeling pulled in a certain way, or at least it's repelling you from going a certain direction. But we may be blowing this up to maybe coincidence, or maybe we're overthinking it, or maybe we're overthinking the signs, or maybe we're just, again, maybe hyper focused on what's going on, that it's a coincidence that we're feeling what we're feeling. But it's not. You're not off, you're not crazy, you're not seeing and experiencing things just to see and experience things. There's something really detailed that someone from the other side, whether it is spirit directly or this is a deceased loved one, they're trying to tell you and let you know that you don't have to, whatever this direction is, you don't have to oblige to that it may be best to take a path alone. So I don't know if this is you having to leave a relationship and not being sure, or feeling like, is this the right direction? And this is like that deceased loved one showing you through signs and see. And mind you, you're going to see these in multiples. It's not just a one-off. You're going to keep seeing a reoccurring reappearance of something. Again, 5. So whether it's 5 times back to back to back, hearing a song back to back to back, seeing a certain name back to back, or a color or animal, but it's very abstract. It's not like you're just walking down the street and you see a coin or you see a feather. This is like, for an example, you won't see an elephant walking in the middle of the city, right? I know this is a large abstract example, but you won't see an elephant walking in the middle of the street just on a random Tuesday. But let's say, for an example, you're driving through downtown and there's a parade going on, or a festival going on, or there's like some mini circus or event where there's animals there, and you are able to see like an elephant, or you're able to see a horse. I know, again, I feel like I'm super far left, but hear me out. It's an abstract sign that you know you would not regularly see. Or if it's coming in repeats, because again, I keep getting 5, the odds of you hearing something, seeing something, viewing something multiple times in the row, that in the way that you will, you're going to know it's undeniable. You're going to know that somebody's trying to communicate, but there's almost a feeling of a bit of agitation here, because you're getting the signs, you're getting the synchronicities, but you can't really translate or transcribe it at first. So it's almost like an annoyance, like, why do I keep seeing this sign, or why do I keep hearing this song, or why do I keep seeing this specific bird or this specific animal, or why am I keep dealing with communication issues with my technology? It's just, and it's happening like full speed. And I think this is, again, a spirit, an energy, entity, somebody that is deceased, letting you know, hey, I'm trying to get your attention, Leo, because I'm trying to warn you of something. You're already feeling it on your gut. You're already feeling it on your heart. You're already feeling it on your mind. But I really need you to take heed to this. Somebody's looking out for you. Somebody has your back. Somebody is protecting you. Somebody is trying to make sure that you don't potentially put yourself in a position that could be at your own detriment. So it's like, before you end up taking that job or entering into that relationship, or before you want to go back to a person, or before you're uncertain, before you make a decision on a path that you may be uncertain about, they're trying to let you know, really think things through, because it may be best in this scenario to walk it alone. It may be best in this scenario to be that lone star, that lone ranger, that you may not need that opportunity because what you don't see on the other side of that door may not bring you the results that you're looking for. You don't need to go back to that relationship or keep dealing with this person because what you don't see on the other side of that door is continued heartbreak or heartache or new experiences that will hurt you. You don't have to go back. I don't want to say go back, but you don't have to enter into that new circumstance despite what it may look like on the surface that it's nice. But if your gut is telling you something's off, if your gut is saying, Leo, don't go into that environment, or you know what, stay home tonight, don't go here, just chill out, and you're seeing physical signs in your reality, it's because you're, again, it's either a deceased loved one. I keep getting oatmeal. Like, I don't know why I keep getting oatmeal, like grits, very like what's it called? Hearty, very much so hearty foods that really fill you up. Even like potatoes, things that really stick to the gut, something of that nature. There's a synchronicity or a symbolism behind that even if it's not to that specific degree as far as being oatmeal, there's something that you would know, that you keep seeing or you will see, that you know, okay, they're talking to me. They're letting me know something. I get the message. So I don't know what the basis of this reading is for, and that's not for me to understand because I'm not the one that's being communicated about what this avoidant situation is that you need to avoid. That is for you. This reading is very specific. So if you feel like this is connecting and resonating on your spirit, this is for you because this energy has been heavy on me for the past 24 hours. That somebody needs to hear. Somebody needs to hear this message. Somebody's trying to talk to you. Somebody's getting your attention. And I think there's a part of us that wants to move towards, to some degree, what our gut instinct is telling us not to. Maybe because on the surface, it seems like a good idea, or we want to give it a chance, or maybe this time it'll be different, or we feel like we have no other option but to take this, but you do. You truly do. And you don't have to go down that path. You don't have to say yes to it. You don't have to hop into this. You don't have to give that approval. You don't have to enter into something or take something back, accepting something back. This is you're having space held for you. Somebody on this other side is holding space for you. Somebody is keeping you in mind. They're with you. They're walking with you. They're reaching out to you. And they're making, I keep feeling that they're making space for you. They're making space for you. I think it's just that protective shield that they got. They got your back. You got your front, but they got your back. They got your back on the front end and the back end. Things that you can't see, they know. They see. And it feels like that's their duty, is to protect you. They want you to communicate with them, strengthen that connection of communication with them. So it's like they want to talk to you directly, speak to you directly. And they're going to do it in fives. Or the number 5 is going to have a strong significance here for you, but it's in multiples. You cannot miss this. It's so in multiples. And once you align what you're feeling instinctually, that kind of uneasy feeling or off feeling about something, or feeling like, you know what, maybe I ain't gonna go out this weekend, let me not do it. You're by you being of your own mind and listening to whomever this is that's connecting with you, you're going to avoid some shit. Excuse my language. You are going to avoid some shit. You're getting ready to avoid, I'm hearing the word disaster, or a situation that's going to put you in harm's way. I don't know to what extent and context that may be, but it's like if they can help you avoid it before it happens, they're damn sure trying to make it loud and clear for you. That, Leo, avoid this immediately. Avoid it immediately. Don't go out Friday. Don't go out this weekend. Do not take this person back. Do not enter into a relationship with this person. Do not take that job offer. If your gut, you are going to feel it instinctually first, and then you're going to really start to see in your 3D reality. And it's so interesting if I go back to the beginning of this before I wrap up, because it feels like this is just needing to be told to you. just to have a lookout, just to be alert, to be aware. When I mentioned the fiber optic cables, I didn't realize when I looked it up that has to deal with telecommunications. And the one specifically here that I was seeing when I did look it up once I got back home are the AT&T fiber optic pipings. And come to find out, as of today, what is today, the 22nd, AT&T had their big phone outage or outage with service where communication can't come through. So it's like, if I'm just using what I feel intuitively, spiritually, and what is God is placing on my heart, what Spirit is placing on my heart, it's Spirit's trying to communicate something to you that we may not be receiving. Spirit's trying to show you things that we may not be receiving. Spirit's trying to tell you something that you may not be fully transcribing appropriately or accordingly to what needs to be known. Because that's so, just in my mind, I was just so crazy once I did the research after I got back, how everything unites and how this just energetically feeds back all into each other. You're being warned of something, Leo. This is not to be a fearmonger. I'm not trying to say, oh, if you do such and such, this is gonna, be a catastrophe or a crisis moment. But if you can heed the warning signs, and if you can see the signals, and it feels like Spirit is trying to communicate to you, tell you something, and you have to listen, even though it may be difficult, or maybe we may be doubting what we're feeling or seeing, you're not seeing anything wrong. And I think what you're about to see is going to feel very surreal. It's going to feel spooky, not in a bad way. I think it's going to bring comfort, but how it plays out is almost kind of spooky. It's almost kind of freaky of seeing something in multiples, literally back to back to back to back, where you know it's not a coincidence. You know that's Spirit talking to you. You know that's that deceased loved one talking to you about, hey, Leo, I'm giving you a heads up. If you already feeling this, you're sensing this, I'm letting you know, just triple confirmation, this is what it is. Okay. I didn't even get into the cards. 3 of Cups, Lovers, King of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Swords in the reverse, 8 of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. I didn't get into the cards because I think the channeled message provided is much more significant and much more crucial to your life at this time than whatever this could be. It's very crucial. It's very important. Take heed, please take heed, take heed, take heed, take heed. That's all I can say. I'm gonna pray over it. I'm gonna pray over you, Leo. I'm gonna pray over whatever this communication is, so that way you can clearly see it. Again, I'm not trying to fearmonger, but it almost is like I want to beg and plead, like, please listen, please keep your eyes peeled for these signs. And if you're feeling anything on your gut that something's a no bueno, and you're feeling like, you're on target. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. I don't know what to make of this. It's not for everyone. I'm gonna tell you that now, because this ain't a mass message for everybody, but this is for you. The descriptions I gave you would know that this is for you. So Leo, know that I love you. Oh, I just want to keep telling you why. Look at the signs. Look at the signs. Look at the signs. I love you. Take care. Be well. If you want a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. And you be well. Bye.